Within the hour, the Thoreau High School Auditorium Dance Club is rocking with noise and lights and people. And I'm wishing Joey and Matt were here to share this with me. With Joey on drums and Matt on bass and vocals, we would have blown these uptight New England bands out of the water with some of our rocking original songs. Not to brag or anything, but we were pretty damn good. I wonder if Joey's Uncle Phil actually gave our CD to that guy at the House of Blues. I wonder if his record label ever tried to contact us, and I screwed things up for everybody by running away. At about 8:30, Haley is in the girls' room again. She says she just needs to check on her makeup, but I know she's in there with Danielle and some of her other friends trying to stay calm. I hope it works. Even if her blood sugar is under control, she could psych herself out so bad that the stage fright could still get her. The band on stage is this punk group called Snapper, playing a mangled version of a Sex Pistols song. So far, none of the bands have impressed me, so I'm starting to think we might actually have a chance to win some cash. I scan the crowd, and I'm surprised to see some familiar faces. Thomas, Suzanne, and Nessa. A grin on my face, I push through the crowd to get to them. I search for Jack, too, but I don't see him. "Hey, what are you guys doing here?" I shout to be heard over the music. "You think we'd miss this?" Thomas asks, and he gives me a hug that's more like a pound on the back. Although the song is causing me actual pain, he admits. My band used to do it. A whole lot better, too. I can believe that. Nessa looks up at me with this shine to her eyes, like she thinks I'm amazing, and I won't lie, it makes me feel really good. Dressed in a clean white shirt and jeans, without all that dark makeup she used to wear, she doesn't look anything like a street kid anymore. Just another cute girl at Thoreau High. I didn't know how she did it, but Nessa has been able to hold on to a sweetness and innocence, in spite of everything that's happened to her. Jack seems to be suffering more than she is. "I didn't know you played guitar," she says, acting shy with me. "There's a lot I didn't know either when I was with you guys. Hey, where's Jack?" The three of them exchange a furtive look, and nobody says anything. The blush drains from Nessa's face, and she goes pale. Uh-oh, this can't be good. Suzanne clears her throat and loops an arm in Nessa's. "Come on, girlfriend," she said. "Let's see if we can go get a program." The two of them turn toward the back of the auditorium and work their way through the crowd. Nessa glances anxiously over her shoulder at me. Thomas stands in front of me, arms folded across his wide chest like he's trying to protect us both. "Jack ran away, Hank." I must have heard him wrong. "Ran away? What happened?" "Not long after you left with Haley, I caught Jack rummaging through my medicine cabinet. He was stealing prescription pills. I think he took some antibiotics, probably, without even knowing what they were." I bury my face in my hands. Shit. What did you do? I laid into him, and of course, shouted at him. Threatened him a little, did my best to put the fear of God into him. The kid's a junkie in training. It's not his fault. It's that guy, Magpie, who... Look, I've seen what drugs do to people. I was pissed, and I was really hard on the kid. I didn't think he'd take off like that. But I can't say I'm sorry for yelling at him. But how could he leave Nessa behind? Probably the best thing he could do for her. We had a long talk with her after he bolted. She's tired, done with running, and she wants stability. She's going to stay with Suzanne until Monday morning, and we'll talk to somebody in child services. Nessa is stronger than you'd think, Hank. She's going to be okay. And what about Jack? That's up to him. I think about Jack's hands shaking, his bruised cheek, dark circles under his eyes. The guy is probably deep into withdrawal by now, maybe even sick from taking too many random drugs from Thomas's medicine cabinet. Thomas gives me a hard pat on the back. Try not to worry about this right now, he says. You focus on the music. We'll keep on the lookout for Jack. Snapper finishes its second cringeworthy song, and Miss Coleman grabs a microphone and takes the stage, silver shirt reflecting lights like crazy. Next up, let's hear it for Red Tide. The darkened side of the stage is now bathed in light, and the next band launches into a Coldplay song. This group is good, really good. Peering closely at the band members, I recognize the girl with pink-tipped hair, the lanky lead guitarist with his cap on sideways. It's Cameron's band. I want them to be terrible, want to hate their music, but I can't. The singer is good too, just not as good as Haley. This group is the best so far, Thomas says as they launch into their second song. I shrug, not wanting to agree, even though he's right. Yeah, but the lead guitarist is an asshole, I want to say. When they finish, the crowd goes nuts, hooting and whistling like crazy. Well, I should get going for now. Look for the rest of my band, I say. We'll be up in a little while. Okay, Hank, good luck. We'll be here, Thomas says, giving me another manly whack on the shoulder. Don't worry about anything. We'll figure it out. I head backstage, and Cameron is there, basking in the glow of a bunch of people who want to tell him how great he is. So I hang back in the wings, not wanting to deal with him. There's no way in hell I'll offer him any praise. To my surprise, though, Haley goes up to him and gives him a long, warm hug. I fight back an attack of jealousy. After all, she's with me, not him, right? Well, sort of. They talk quietly, but within a couple minutes their voices rise and they're arguing. Again. But I don't want to drive you into the city, Cam, Haley is saying. Can't you get somebody else? I tried. I couldn't get anybody else, Cameron says. Come on, Haley, you said. I know what I said, and now I'm saying you're stressing me out. Can we talk about this some other time? Seriously, Cam. But I need to do this tomorrow, Haley. We can't talk about it another time. She doesn't need this tonight of all nights. I walk up behind Haley and stand there, like her bodyguard, glaring at Cameron until he notices me. He gives me a double take through suspicious, squinty eyes. Nice shirt, he says. I glance down. The black t-shirt from Nashville. Crap. I wasn't even thinking when I put the damn thing on. Thanks, I say. I like it too. Give it back. Yeah, like I'm going to whip it off right now and hand it to him. No. Haley stands between the two of us, looks ready to burst into tears. Stop it, you guys. I can't deal with either of you right now. Cameron and I cut smoldering looks at each other, but for her sake, I shrug. Nothing to stop, Haley. Everything's fine. She closes her eyes and takes deep breaths to control the tears. Look, I need to go to the girls' room, brush my hair, whatever. She walks away, leaving Cameron and me standing there, glaring at each other. Why don't you just leave Haley alone, I say. A statement, not a question. And who are you to tell me that? I've known Haley since we were in kindergarten. Guess that gives you a right to bully her into driving you around like she's your chauffeur. I lost my license for that chick, Cameron says. She owes me. The next band, comprised of entirely girls with blue hair and white leather miniskirts, walks by. His gaze drifts to follow them. Not that I blame the guy, but I don't take my eyes off Cameron's face. Let's take this conversation outside, I say. Not to beat him up, just to talk. That's what I tell myself, anyways. He nods, leads me to a back door, pushes it open, and we're outside in a deserted courtyard. It's a coolish spring night, but crickets are already chirping in the long grass behind the school. So what's your deal, Cameron? I ask, stuffing my hands back in my back pockets so I won't hit him. Are you really that much of an asshole that you want to get Haley all upset just before she has to perform? You're trying to sabotage her and have her mess up like last year just so you can prove some point? Cameron flinches, obviously not realizing Haley told me the whole story. But then he regains his swagger by changing the subject. Hey, I can prove that's my shirt. He jabs a finger in my face. My name is sewn into the collar. I stare at him with a snort of laughter. Oh yeah? Your mommy sews name tags in all your clothes? Is that what you're saying? So little Cammy won't lose his precious clothes? He lunges for me then, tries to pull out the neck of my shirt so he can search for his stupid name tag. But I shove him away with both hands like he doesn't matter. Can't get into a fight. Not now, when I'm due to play guitar for Haley in less than an hour. Cameron comes at me, fistballed, aiming for my nose. But I dodge him, and he swings at the air. I laugh, which just pisses him off more. Out of the darkness behind the school comes a raspy shout, and the two of us freeze. Back off, it says, or I'll kill you. Chapter 17. A dark figure lumbers out of the shadows as panic rises in my throat like bile. It's got to be Magpie after all, probably with Watchdog and Ginger backing him up in the weeds behind the school, ready to get their revenge. To kidnap or torture me, or just shoot me in the head and be done with it. Who the hell are you? Cameron asks. Don't talk, I whisper in a tight voice. God, he's going to get his ass killed, just for being the idiot he is. The figure shuffles into the light, and with a flash of relief that leaves me weak, I see it's not Magpie or one of his men after all. Jack takes 2 steps forward, something clutched in his fist. His hand twitches, and the streetlight gleams off the metal end of a blade. Leave Hank alone, or I'll swear I'll cut you, he hisses at Cameron. All the bravado drains out of Cameron's face, along with the color, leaving him pale and ghostly. Holy shit. His voice is high like a little girl's. Good, I'm thinking. Scare the crap out of this weasel. He deserves it. I'll make sure nobody gets hurt, but I might enjoy the show before I intervene. Jack takes another step towards Cameron, knife pointed in the direction of his nose. Then suddenly Jack collapses before he can even put out his hands to break the fall, smacking his head on the pavement with a sickening thud. The knife falls out of his hand with a clatter.